Hey everyone, it's T here. This manga is about unknowingly becoming friends with a girl who's secretly a famous model. Remember to support the author by following them on Twitter and buying their manga officially. Links in the description below. In the first chapter, we are introduced to our male main character Heike Waku, who's currently beginning to introduce himself to everyone on his first day of transferring. For some reason that I'm not really sure of, there are apparently numerous different rumors that are being spread about him on his first day of class. And there's even a girl that directly asks him why he transferred to the school. They make assumptions like how he was from a school of elites, how he used to be a delinquent, or even how he was bullied at his previous school, which leads Waku to conclude that his class was just filled with absolute morons. Just before Waku was about to give his introduction, a girl then walks into the classroom, which is where we are introduced to our female main character Oura Minori. As Oura walked to her seat, Waku thought to himself how intimidating she was, as although she was beautiful, she wore nothing but a hard, cold expression on her face. The whole class talks about how cute she is, and how she looked really similar to a person named Akarin, which Waku then ponders to himself who the hell Akarin is. The class then waits for Waku to continue his introduction, to which he then declares to the class that he was not interested in interacting with anyone here, and that he wants everyone to leave him alone. Fast forward to lunchtime, we then see that he apparently messed up what he actually wanted to say, and that he meant to give a more friendly introduction to everyone. It turns out that he was a prodigy up until middle school. However, because of how difficult high school was, he became a shut-in for almost an entire year, and that his reasoning for transferring to the school was so that he could start over and have a fresh start. After Waku walks around the cafeteria alone to heat up his instant ramen, the manga then cuts him sitting inside a storage shed alone, where he eats his ramen in peace. Man, I low-key let it sit for too long, but... Oh yeah. Even overcooked, this shit is still fucking banging. Holy shit, I smell something good in here. Yo, is that not the girl that showed up to class late this morning? Why the hell is she here? Oh my god. Is that cup noodles? Yes. Can I try some of that? What the fuck? Is this just something that normally happens in high school? Look, I'm really sorry, but this is my lunch, and there's not a whole lot of it, so I can't afford to share it. Yeah, you're right, bro. I'm sorry. Wait, no. Alright, look, you can have one bite, okay? Just one bite. Oh, thank you. Damn, this shit is fucking good. You know, this is the first time I've ever had instant ramen? What, seriously? How the hell is that even possible? I'm on a strict diet, so I'm not really able to eat this sort of stuff normally. Well, why is that? Do you not know who Akarin is? She's my older sister. Akarin? Your sister? Sorry, I've never heard of her. Huh. Oh, yeah. I haven't touched my lunch yet, so by all means, please take it. Oh, thanks. Yeah, don't worry about it, since, you know, I'm gonna eat your lunch and all that. Sorry. Was that weird? Man, you suck at laughing. Oh, fuck you. After Waku tells Oura that her smile sucks, she tells him how she was aware of it, and that she's been making an effort to improve her smile. It turns out that she transferred to this school only 2 months ago, and that she too has been struggling to make friends as well, which is why she's been hiding in the storage shed to eat her lunch. He then asks her why she was normally so expressionless, which she then says that it was because of how her famous sister's selling point was her cool persona, and how she acted the same way as her sister Akarin to not disappoint everyone else. Waku questions Oura why she was telling him all this personal information about her, which she then admits that it was because she has a stuffed animal back at home that looks like him. Okay. Anyways, Oura then declares that Waku was now her first friend, as they exchanged some cute banter with one another. He thinks to himself how he always dreamed of starting over at a new school, but how after listening to Oura's story, he now wants to try harder to achieve his goal for her sake rather than his own. The manga then cuts to the start of the next school day, where Waku then dramatically opens the door to his classroom. He announces to everyone that they should hold a social gathering with the class, and that they should invite Oura to come along with them as well. He then looks at Oura for her approval, which she happily accepts, along with everyone present inside the room. She proceeds to thank Waku for inviting her with that endearingly stupid smile on her face that could honestly replace the fucking Mona Lisa with how beautiful it is. Another classmate is shocked to see her smile, as she assumed that Oura would have the same cool personality as her model sister Akarin. Waku then gives a chat response saying that Oura is free to smile however much she desires, which the female classmate then proceeds to tweak out for absolutely no good reason whatsoever. Like, there ain't no way her smiling is this fucking deep, man. But yeah, they make the after-school party a success, so W Waku. The manga then cuts to Waku walking back home alone from school. That is until he hears rapid footsteps coming up from behind him. We see Oura make her dramatic entrance, stopping him in his tracks, as she once again thanks Waku for inviting her to the after-school party he initiated. He looks away, telling her that it was no big deal, which then worries Oura as she then asks him if he was pushing himself for her sake, where he then responds back saying that wasn't the case. After a brief silence between the two, he then asks her if she's always had that deadpan look on her face, considering how that one female classmate from before was tweaking out from just seeing her smile in class.
Good afternoon, parents! Good afternoon, boys and girls! Shut the fuck up!
She then tells him that her emotionless personality is apparently her real identity in the eyes of everyone else. However, Waku gets a feeling that her situation extends way further than just preserving an image, as he thought to himself how she looks so depressed every time she had to put on an act. He then says aloud to her that he likes her better when she smiles, like that time when she ate his ramen back in the storage shed. Oda's face flushes at his compliment, as she responds back to him with her signature awkward laugh and embarrassment. She asks Waku if she could really change how she is right now, where he then tells her that she can, and that he too also transferred to the school so that he could become a different person. Oda then responds back saying how that means the two of them are the same, with an adorable smile on her face, that even leaves Waku looking in awe at her. He then admits to himself how the truth was, he was actually already beginning to change deep down inside, and how that change inside of him was all because he met her in that storage shed. Alright, before I continue, I'm sure a few of you are thinking,
T, I thought you said in the title that this manga was about secretly becoming friends with a famous model, not the sister of a famous model. I'm never watching another one of your videos again, you clickbaiting piece of shit.
Okay, chill. Just let me finish the rest of the chapter. The manga then shifts to the inside of a fancy cafe, as we then see a woman conversing with the famous model Akari. The woman asks her what she's normally like in private, where Akari responds back saying that her cool personality is just how she is naturally. She then asks if there was anything fun that she did recently, where Akari initially responds back saying that there wasn't exactly anything in particular. However, she then retracts her statement, and tells her that she did eat something new not too long ago. The woman then questions her what it was that she ate, which the manga then pans to a close-up shot of Akarin's face, as she simply tells her that the food she ate was cup noodles, which marks the end of the first chapter. The title of this manga is called Boku Dake ga Shitteru Ndaze, or also known as Only I Know, written and drawn by Tamil. This manga is an original, and it's been serialized for more than a year, with 20 chapters out at this current moment. As for the rest of this manga, the story continues to focus on our two lovable idiots here, as although they both live completely different lives, they continue to grow closer with one another, and deepen their relationship with every new chapter. As for my personal thoughts, this has got to be one of the most diabetic rom-coms I've read as of yet. I love how even though the two of them had only just met in the first chapter, they immediately have unmatched chemistry, with the way they comfortably talk and banter with one another as if they were close friends. Sure, the plot may be a tiny bit generic, but the way the author writes the popular girl x unpopular guy trope between Oda and Waku is honestly near perfect for me, with how entertaining it is to read their dialogue with each other. Regarding our female main character Oda, I love how the author initially portrayed her to be this stoic, untouchable beauty in the beginning of the manga, but how it's revealed not long after that she's actually a quirky, yet super sweet girl. The female leads in rom-coms that hit me deep in the heart have always been the cute dorky girls that aren't afraid to be themselves with the person they love, which is a huge part as to why I love this manga so much. Now, as for our male protagonist Waku, he definitely doesn't stand out in any particular way in terms of his physical appearance. However, something I love about him is how the author wrote his character to be an awkward, introverted teenager, but in a much more realistic and believable way, rather than being exaggerated for comedic purposes. The way his character developed in only the first chapter, and how he's able to communicate his honest feelings to Oda, despite his reclusive personality, is honestly super nice to see. Seeing how development like this is something we unfortunately usually wouldn't see in typical rom-coms until much later in the story, if at all. The plot is also pretty good as well, as it is a story arc driven manga, with a continuous narrative that is kept at a really good pace to read. Obviously I won't spoil anything that happens beyond what I covered in this video, but just know that up until the most recent chapter, the drama is kept relatively light just to keep the story fresh, and that the relationship between these two idiots grows more and more cute with each consecutive chapter. For my overall rating, I will give this manga a 9.5 out of 10. I don't really have any actual critiques that I can give this manga. It's a great fucking read. And the only issue I really have with it is the fact that I have to wait an entire month just to read the next chapter. If I really wanted to nitpick, the only thing I sort of dislike is that the side characters are low-key kinda annoying. I wouldn't say they're insufferable, it's more like every time they appear in a chapter, I just kinda don't give a shit about them. But yeah, that's only a minor issue. Once again, if you don't want this manga to get axed or cancelled, Please support the manga by following them on Twitter and buying their manga officially. If y'all enjoyed today's recommendation, do consider subscribing, as I have over 300 plus other manga saved with much more to come in the future that I have to recommend.